Let's talk about comics because it's been a big week for indie comics. We got Rippaverse just tearing up the charts. It's almost at $2 million, which is amazing. This book is probably going to hit $3 million, making it the biggest independent comic book ever made. I don't think there's anything bigger than 3 million. I could be wrong on that, but this is an amazing number. And what it proves is that there's still a big market for that. It's been shown over the past couple of years, especially with Comicsgate books. Ethan Van Sciver is a great example of that. Is Cyberfrog books make tons of money. But when you see a big hit like this, it's always nice to point out, once again, that the market is still hungry for good comics. We've had nothing but garbage over the past couple of years. I present example A. This is coming from a recent book called I Am Batman. This is not Bruce Wayne Batman. This is, I think, one of the Foxes. I forget which one, but this is one of the Fox kids, and he is now the Batman in New York City. And let me show you some of the lines in this book. I don't know what's going on. All I know is this is cringe. Commissioner Montoya said, "What I know, Beckett, was racist, sexist, and phobic. And you are trying to virtue signal by offering the position of commissioner to a your female representing Latinx?" This is one of the cringiest lines I've seen yet. This is not just DC Comics. Marvel Comics is just as bad. They're both awful now. Like, for example, look at this. This is a Spider-Man character that's coming out soon. And he's disabled. I don't know how he swings around when he has to walk with crutches, but this is what's coming. Oh, he's got a backwards hat on, too, so he's cool. He's wearing that over his mask. I don't know. This is the state of Marvel Comics. You know, like most people, they don't want to, if they have a little bit of a harder life, like they want to escape that through escapism, but this has been the path of mainstream comics for a long time now. And it's really come back to bite them because they've essentially destroyed this market. Oni Press is laying people off. They're going out of business, probably, likely going to sell the company and all of their shit. Someone will buy it up for the rights to the characters that they own. They're laying people off. All these smaller companies in the mainstream that have tried to go full-on woke literally have gone broke. The mainstream industry itself, like they put stuff like this out. Comics in 2022 still up so far. And the reason that they're still up is because of manga. I'm not kidding. Like, that's what's overtaken. The East has overtaken the Western market for comics. And it's not that surprising. You get a lot of books that are like $10. They have like 100, 150, 200 pages, even though they're very small. You get consistent, good storytelling. And it's more entertaining than the stuff in the mainstream. Here's the top 20. I mean, look at this. And I want to point out, like, a Batman book was on this one time when it crossed over with Fortnite, of course. Then it made this list. Then it made this list when it was with Fortnite. But I mean, you see it on here. Like, there's always number ones on here. Like Spy X Family. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 6, 5, all on this list. People just buying this up. Demon Slayer Volume 1 on here. Like, Demon Slayer Volume 2. Like, the thing with this is, people buy the number 1, and then they buy 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like, they eat this stuff up. You don't see that with mainstream comics at all. And a lot of people still want traditional Western style comic book art. And you're getting that from something like Rippa's comic here. You have former people from the industry that are working on it that have left because they're just not happy with the state of American comics. And you see what happens when people start up their own stuff and put out a product here and respect people, respect the customer. I mean, the result speaks for itself. They're almost at $2 million. 70 days to go. It wouldn't be crazy to say that this thing makes $3 million. But they're salty about it. Not the people behind the comic. I mean the haters. People that try to prop up this dying industry. They actually go out of their way to try to hide the success of a book like this. Reddit banned any discussion of Rippaverse comics. If you go to comic books subreddit, you can't talk about the Rippaverse at all because it's supporting comics from hate groups. And of course, talking about Comicsgate because they love branding Comicsgate some type of group that hates people, which is not true at all. I mean, how can you say this? This is a comic book about a black guy owned by a man of color. This is a black-owned business. But if you go on there and talk about it and say, hey, wow, look at this. This is cool and it's making all this money, they ban you. This is what's going on. This is the kind of shillery for the mainstream that you see now, and it's quite pathetic. They're not doing well, and they know it. They like to try and spin it. That's what I consider this. It's spin. Comics are still up in 2022. No, they're not. Manga and independent creator-owned stuff is, but not Marvel and DC. Manga is up, but so has been the supply, which has a trickle until the last few months. This is from Coliseum of Comics. I wonder if they'll ban you for talking about that over on that subreddit. Just find it funny. They want to do whatever they can to stop someone like Eric July and his success, and I think it's pathetic. Should be celebrated. Like, this proves that people still want comics. They're just not getting them from the mainstream. So, I won't be shocked if this does a $3 million, which is pretty amazing. Makes me excited to put my comic out there. If I could just have a fraction of this success, I'll be very happy. But, I'm looking forward to this. I pre-ordered this. I'm looking forward to reading it. I love this. I want to see more of this. And I'm happy that we can still get comics from sane people that aren't hitting you over the head with ideology and stuff like that. Like this. This is hitting you over the head with ideology. It's insane. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Congratulations to young Rippa. I hope he keeps seeing success with every one of his books. And let me know what you think about all this in the comments. What are your thoughts? Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller
and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.